Success isn't hiding from you. You're hiding from the version of yourself that attracts it. Most people want success like it's a lottery ticket, but success isn't won. It's pulled, it's magnetized. The truth, you become a magnet when you control your mind like an athlete controls the game with discipline, belief, and absolute focus. If you want success to chase you, stop waiting, start radiating. Let's talk about how to attract it for real. Belief is where everything begins. If you don't believe you can win, your mind won't even let you try. Your energy shrinks. Your actions turn soft. You start playing life on defense instead of offense. I've seen people with twice the talent lose to someone with half the talent, but a mind that refused to break. Belief sharpens your edge. Without it, you never tap into the version of yourself built for greatness. A top athlete once said he visualized every shot going in before he even touched the ball. Not because he thought the universe would magically guide it in, but because he knew something simple. Belief changes behavior, and behavior changes results. When your mind rehearses victory, your body performs differently, more focused, more precise, more confident. You stop hesitating, you stop second guessing. You move like someone who expects to succeed, not someone who hopes to. Harvard studies prove that people who visualize a skill see measurable improvement, even if they don't physically practice. The same neural pathways fire. The brain starts to rewrite the script you live by. That means every time you picture your success closing the deal, delivering the speech, launching the business, winning the opportunity, you're literally training your mind to perform at that level. Think about your own life. Ever walked into a room already doubting yourself? You probably noticed you spoke less, moved less, made yourself smaller, and the result matched the mindset. But on the days you felt locked in, when you believed, even without evidence, you performed differently. That's not luck, that's alignment. Belief sets the tone for everything that follows. Here's the part most people miss: belief is a choice, not a mood. You build it the way you build muscle, reps daily. You talk to yourself differently. You set small goals and crush them. You surround yourself with reminders of who you're becoming, not who you used to be. You celebrate effort, not excuses. You train your mind to expect progress, not permission. A friend of mine grew up in a small apartment with almost no support. Everyone around him said things like, be realistic and don't aim too high. He could absorb that, but he chose belief. Every night he wrote his goals on a cracked notebook. Every morning he visualized the life he wanted. He kept doing it even when nothing changed on the outside. Months later, he was building a business. A year later, he was hiring employees. Today, those same people who doubted him ask how he did it. The answer is simple. He believed long enough for reality to catch up. When you believe deeply, you act boldly. And bold action is a magnet for success. It pulls the right people, the right ideas, the right opportunities straight into your path. That's how the law of attraction really works. Not magic, not luck, but alignment between your mind, your actions, and the future you're building. Believe first, the world moves second. Success isn't running from you. You're just not giving it anything to aim at. Most people wake up wanting a better life, a bigger opportunity, a breakthrough moment. But when you ask them what they actually want, everything suddenly gets blurry, and blurry dreams don't attract anything. You can't hit a target you can't see, and you can't attract a future you haven't defined. Success needs direction. It needs coordinates. It needs a signal. And right now, most people are broadcasting static. You hear people say it all the time, I want to be successful. But success in what? Success for how long? Success by when? It's like saying, I want to travel, but never pick in a city. How's the universe supposed to help you get somewhere you won't even name? Hey, clarity isn't a luxury, it's the starting line. The law of attraction doesn't respond to vague wishes. It responds to sharp intention. Think of your mind like a GPS. You can have a full tank of gas, the best car, the perfect weather, but if you don't type in the destination, you're going nowhere. And if you type in the wrong one, you will end up somewhere you never intended. Life works the same way. A clear destination creates direction. Direction creates momentum. Momentum creates opportunities. Everything begins with clarity. I remember talking to a guy who kept saying he wanted to make it big. That was his whole plan, make it big. But when I asked him what big meant, he froze. He didn't know. No target, no timeline, no metric, just a dream with no edges. For years, he kept spinning in circles, working hard, staying busy, getting nowhere. When he finally sat down and wrote out exactly what he wanted to earn, what lifestyle he wanted, what projects he wanted to build, everything shifted. Within months, he was hitting milestones he'd been chasing for years. Not because he became better overnight, but because he finally had a map. Clarity isn't complicated. It just takes honesty and consistency and the courage to admit what you truly want. Write your goals, not in your mind. On paper, your mind forgets, paper doesn't. Don't just write them once and walk away from them. Look at them. Say them out loud. Feel them in your chest. Every day, you're programming the magnet inside you. You're reminding your mind where to aim. Make it simple. I want to lose weight becomes, I'm dropping 10 pounds in 90 days. I want more money becomes, I'm earning an extra 50,000 this year. I want a better life becomes, here is exactly the life I'm building. When your goals get specific, your actions get specific. You wake up with purpose instead of guesswork. You start making decisions that match your destination. Clarity turns your dreams from fog into focus, from someday into today, from wish into plan. And once you know exactly where you're going, success finally knows how to find you. Success doesn't show up for the curious, it shows up for the consumed. Most people dip their toes into their dreams the way they test cold water. A little effort here, a little effort there, hoping something magical will happen without them ever getting uncomfortable. But the law of attraction doesn't respond to half-hearted energy. It responds to obsession, real fire in the chest obsession, the kind that keeps you awake at night and pulls you out of bed before the alarm even rings. Obsession is the engine. It's the force behind every breakthrough you admire. It's not glamorous, it's not comfortable, it's not balanced, it's laser focused. When you want something so badly that it becomes part of your bloodstream, your whole world starts to shift. You think about it while you walk, you talk about it without trying. You see it when you close your eyes, you reorganize your life around it, piece by piece, choice by choice. That's when your frequency aligns your grind. I remember a friend of mine who wanted to build a digital brand from scratch. No money, no connections, nothing. But he was obsessed. While others were scrolling on their phones, he was studying. While they were sleeping, he was editing. While they were complaining about being tired, he was practicing until his voice cracked. His room looked like a war zone of notebooks, sticky notes, half-eaten snacks, and camera gear. It wasn't pretty, it wasn't peaceful, but it was progress. And slowly, the universe responded. One video went viral, then another. People started reaching out. Brands started paying him, not because he was lucky, because his obsession built gravity, and gravity pulls. That's what obsession does. It changes your energy, and energy has weight. It attracts people, opportunities, and ideas that match that same intensity. You ever notice how the hungriest people always seem to bump into the right coach, the right partner, the right door? It's not coincidence, it's alignment. When your entire being leans in one direction, life starts moving with you. But here's the truth. Most people don't want to hear obsession requires sacrifice. You can't obsess over your goal and cling to every comfort at the same time. You might lose sleep. You might lose some friends who don't understand. You might lose your old habits, your old identity, your old excuses. But what you gain is momentum, purpose, mastery, results. Every major entrepreneur who built something massive wasn't interested. They were consumed. They lived inside the mission until the mission lived inside the world. They weren't balancing the dream with distractions. They were all in. They didn't wait for motivation. They created it. They didn't chase opportunities. Opportunities gravitated toward them. If you want to attract success, don't treat your dream like a hobby. Treat it like oxygen. Let it shape your thoughts, your routines, your circle, your choices. Let it become the background music of your life, always playing, always pushing, always reminding you who you're becoming. Obsession turns your goal into a destiny, and destiny always answers the call of the obsessed. Your environment is either building you or breaking you, and most people don't even notice it happening. You think your attitude is yours, your confidence is yours, your mindset is yours, but half the time, it's borrowed from the people you sit with, talk to, and spend your days around. Energy is contagious. Discipline is contagious. Hunger is contagious. And so is fear, doubt, laziness, and small thinking. Your circle is shaping you even when you're not paying attention. Your surroundings either amplify your magnet or drain it. You can feel it. Ever been excited about a goal and then told the wrong person? Suddenly your fire dims. Suddenly your certainty slips. Suddenly you start second guessing. That's not you. That's their frequency hijacking yours. If you're around people who complain, fear everything, quit easily, or mock ambition, you absorb that frequency. That's why your energy feels heavy. That's why your goals feel harder. That's why your confidence feels temporary. You're planning big dreams in toxic soul. I once knew a guy who wanted to open a fitness studio, smart, talented, driven, but his closest friends laughed every time he talked about it. Nobody will come. Too risky. Just stay comfortable. Slowly, you could see his energy dropping, his confidence sinking. Every time he took a step forward, their noise pushed him 2 steps back. He wasn't failing because of lack of talent. He was failing because of his environment. The day he started surrounding himself with people who believed in growth, people who trained, people who read, people who pushed, everything changed. He launched that studio. Today he owns 2, same person, new circle, big difference. But your environment isn't just people, it's what you watch, what you scroll, what you listen to when you're tired. If your feed is filled with drama, chaos, shortcuts, and negativity, you're soaking in that mindset every single day. Your mind becomes what it consumes, and your life follows your mind. That's why some people feel stuck. They're feeding themselves the same low-frequency content over and over, then wondering why their dreams feel far away. But when you're around people who are disciplined, driven, and hungry, your mind automatically levels up. You talk differently. You think differently. You make decisions based on who you want to become instead of who you've always been. Even your posture changes, because being around greatness forces you to confront your excuses. Success is contagious. You've seen it. One friend starts a business, suddenly everyone around them starts thinking bigger. Someone gets in shape, suddenly the whole group wants to train. One person breaks a generational pattern, suddenly others realize it's possible. And mediocrity, that's contagious too. Sit around people who settle and you'll start settling without realizing it. So choose wisely. Audit your environment the way you'd audit your finances. Ask yourself, does this person pull me forward or pull me back? Does this content feed my growth or my weakness? Does this circle challenge me or comfort me into staying small? Because your environment shapes your signal, and your signal shapes what you attract. Surround yourself with excellence long enough, and excellence becomes your new normal. Nothing in your life changes until you move. You can dream, visualize, manifest, meditate, do all the mental magic you want. But if your feet aren't stepping, your hands aren't building, your voice isn't speaking, nothing real happens. You can't think your way into success without stepping toward it. The universe doesn't reward intentions, it rewards motion, momentum, proof that you're not just wishing, you're working. People love planning, they love imagining, they love waiting for the perfect moment. But perfect moments don't arrive, they're created. I've seen so many talented people freeze because they're scared to start wrong. They want clarity first, confidence first, skill first, but life doesn't work like that. You start messy, you start shaky, you start unsure, and the moment you move, even a little, you send a signal that you're serious, a signal that you're not playing small anymore. And suddenly, opportunities that ignored you start paying attention. The universe responds to movement. When you take action, even small action, it's like flipping a switch, doors open, people appear, resources show up, not because of luck, but because action sharpens your focus, and focus sharpens your path. I once met a guy who told me he'd spent 2 years building the perfect business plan, 2 years for a business he hadn't started. Meanwhile, another guy launched a rough version of the same idea in 3 weeks. Guess who succeeded? The one who moved, the one who tried, the one who learned by doing instead of theorizing. There's a study of 5,000 achievers, entrepreneurs, athletes, creators, performers. They all had different backgrounds, different skills, different education. But they shared one pattern. They took imperfect action before they felt ready. That's it. They didn't wait for confidence. They didn't wait for certainty. They didn't wait for everything to line up. They stepped forward while their knees were shaking. And confidence came later. Results came next. Progress rewards the brave, not the prepared. Think about your own life. Think about the goals you've held onto for months, maybe years. How many times did you stop yourself because you felt unprepared, because you didn't have the money or the equipment or the skill or the right timing? But what if you took one step, just one? Record one video, make one call, apply for one chapter, go to one class. That tiny move might shift everything, because action builds belief and belief builds momentum. Action is a magnet. When you move, you attract clarity, you attract solutions, you attract strength you didn't know you had. But when you sit still, doubts grow louder. the dream feels further. That's why so many people feel stuck. It's not because the path is blocked, it's because they haven't taken the first step. Action doesn't have to be dramatic, it just has to be real. A small step taken today is more powerful than a perfect step delayed until forever. The point is to start anywhere. Start ugly, but start, because action is the handshake with destiny. When you move, destiny moves toward you. Gratitude isn't a soft word. It's not a nice thought before bed. It's not something you whisper when life is easy. Gratitude is a weapon. It's strategic. It's fuel. The people who attract success don't just chase opportunities. They radiate energy that draws them in. And that energy is built on gratitude. When your mind is stuck on what you don't have, your energy is low, you're heavy, you're static. The universe can't respond to that. But when you start appreciating what you do have, even the smallest victories, your signal strengthens and the right things start gravitating toward you. I remember a friend who was always chasing more money, more recognition, more followers. He was exhausted, nothing stuck. Every win felt empty. Then one day he made a simple choice. He started a gratitude journal. Every morning he wrote 3 things he was grateful for. Not abstract things, specific, real moments. The client who called, the morning run that felt effortless, the coffee that hit just right. Within weeks, his mood lifted, his energy shifted. Suddenly, people started noticing his effort. Opportunities he'd been waiting months for started arriving. The small habit of recognizing what already existed in his life changed everything. That's not coincidence, that's frequency. Gratitude changes your focus. Instead of obsessing over what's missing, you start noticing what's building. You start seeing the people, resources, and moments that were always around you, just overlooked. That shift alone raises your energy. It elevates your thoughts, your mood, your confidence. When you're high frequency, you attract high frequency. That's the core of the law of attraction. You want to pull in success. Your signal has to be clean, strong, undeniable. Gratitude is the amplifier that makes that signal visible. Here's the thing, most people miss gratitude isn't about being passive. It doesn't mean settling. It doesn't mean sitting back and saying, I'm happy enough. It's about acknowledging what you already have while still building what you want. It's a mindset that fuels forward motion, not complacency. Every morning, even if life is messy, you can find something to appreciate. Could be the fact that your hands still work, your mind still thinks, or the friend who stayed up late helping you brainstorm. Start there, build from there. That energy compounds. I've seen it in athletes, entrepreneurs, creators, people who seem untouchable. They wake up, breathe, and take stock. They appreciate small wins, acknowledge progress, and step into the day with that energy. Their confidence isn't fake. Their focus isn't forced. They pull people, opportunities, ideas, the right things toward them because they're broadcasting the right signal. Gratitude is not weakness. Gratitude is power. It is the foundation of high frequency energy that success cannot resist. The more you recognize, the more you attract, the more you build, the stronger your signal. And that signal always pulls you closer to the life you're meant to live. Start today, look around, appreciate it, and watch how the universe begins to lean in your direction. Success isn't a lottery ticket. It isn't something that falls into your lap while you scroll through life hoping for a miracle. The people who win, the people who rise, the people who seem untouchable, they aren't lucky. They are aligned. Every thought, every habit, every choice, every action is pointed in one direction. That's the difference between someone who waits for opportunity and someone who creates it. And that alignment, it's something you control every day, every hour, every second. You start with belief. If you don't believe you can win, you won't even take the first shot. You'll hesitate, you'll doubt, and you'll play small. I've seen people with talent outshine themselves simply because they imagined victory so clearly that their actions became bold, precise, relentless. When you believe deeply, your energy shifts. People notice it. Doors start opening without you asking. Opportunities start appearing in places you never thought to look. Belief is the fuel that sparks momentum. Then comes clarity. A blurry target never hits. Most people say, I want success, but what does that mean? Success and what? By when? How much? Clarity gives your mind something to aim at. It turns vague hope into specific action. Write your goals, say them out loud, see them, feel them, and live them. Every day, you're programming the magnet inside you. Every decision, every effort, every step becomes directed, intentional. When your target is clear, your aim becomes deadly accurate. Obsession is the engine. You can't dabble and expect results. You think about it when you walk, dream about it at night, shape your life around it. Obsession turns effort into energy, and energy has gravity. People, ideas, and opportunities start moving toward you. The entrepreneurs, athletes, and creators who break the mold aren't just interested, they're consumed. They build until the world bends to the intensity of their focus. That intensity pulls the right things toward you, almost as if the universe is responding to the weight of your commitment. Environment shapes you more than you think. Surround yourself with complainers, quitters, and low energy, and you'll absorb that frequency. Surround yourself with disciplined, driven, hungry people, and your mindset levels up. Success is contagious, as is mediocrity. Choose your circle wisely. Choose your inputs. Protect your signal like a weapon. The stronger your environment, the stronger your magnetism. Then there's action. The law of attraction without motion is just imagination. You can't sit and hope for perfect timing or perfect conditions. Step forward. Take imperfect action. Every call, every email, every small step is a signal to the universe that you're serious. Confidence comes after movement. Results follow after effort. Action is the handshake with destiny. And finally, gratitude. The people who radiate success aren't constantly chasing, they're appreciating. Gratitude raises your frequency. It amplifies your energy. It turns small wins into momentum and transforms your mindset from scarcity to abundance. High frequency attracts high frequency. Success moves toward it. Success isn't luck, it's alignment. Align your belief, your clarity, your obsession, your environment, your actions, and your energy. Stop chasing. Start radiating. Become the magnet you were built to be. Step into that energy today and watch how the world starts moving toward you.